Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SpeedGaming Live 2021 tournament for the Zelda 2 Randomizer. Tonight, we are in the grand finals of our Z2R tournament, and our race is between Lightning and Chromataclysm. This is actually a rematch from earlier on in the tournament, where Light sent Chroma down to the lower bracket with his first loss. And so Chroma is back with a vengeance. But will it be enough to take away first place from Light? We'll just have to watch to find out. With that, my name is Marai, and on commentary, I am joined by Krista Joy. Miss Krista, how are you tonight?
I am doing well. Guys, we are in the grand finals. And like Marai was saying, this is a grudge match. We have the fisticuffs off. We've got the beans off. We are shaking pom-poms. Zero's got them ready. We've got the tracker of all trackers with us, Royale. I'm telling you, we are ready to get this started. I know my chicken squad is on point. They're ready. And hopefully the bosses won't be 50p bag bosses. So let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, and we are off right off the get-go here. Chroma jumps into a pass-through cave, and Light saying no to the pass-through cave, and Light finding Fairy Cave. But Chroma's pass-through is looking like it's going to give him a bit of an advantage here on exploration.
Okay, and I'm already loving this biome.
Yeah, it looks a little segmented. And before we get too far into this, I will say that both of these runners are directly responsible for me being eliminated from this tournament. So expect a little bit of salt to be sprinkled in throughout tonight's commentary.
All right, you'll be the salt and I'll be the pepper. Hot chew. Let's go.
We're finding some lost tile encounters here on Chroma's side. I don't know if he wants to stay in these or not. He might be checking for Bagu, although we know on Light's side, we see Saria there. We see both sides. I believe both sides are accessible, and Hammer on the grass tile there. I believe we also saw a raft and someone is saying Hammer blocked cave, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Interesting. Let's see how the Feraligators are stacking up in terms of damage. But they are paying out quite a bit. Did you see how much that was worth? 300 for, just getting a bit of a pound to the head. So that works out well.
Yeah, that's going to be a top roll for experience for those red Dairas.
Yes.
That's always nice to see.
Yes, very, very good, especially if you're going to go in. And then a heart container for lightning. So this is already working out well.
Yeah, and a pea bag over in Magic Container Cave. I don't know how much that was worth, but probably not too much, seeing as Chrome is still at 212.
Yeah, and on Lightning's side, that pea bag was worth a whopping 30. So that's, absolutely wonderful.
Another item cave for Chroma here, P-Bag/Pillar Cave. We'll have to see what lies at the end of this. They're looking for progression items, I assume. It seems like we might have kind of a caldera biome, if I'm not mistaken, and we've got a hammer block going into the middle of the caldera, but it is not going to be the only way, or it might not even be a pass-through whatsoever, seeing as Chroma has found a way through.
Yes, this is absolutely right. This is a caldera biome.
And the other island, the other biome here that Light has stumbled upon is going to be in Islands East. And we do see where the raft tile takes us, it seems. So, wow, he doesn't have much to do here in the East, though.
Looks like on Lightning's side, the hammer was acquired. So those lovely little tiles are just going to Pound Town right now in the hopes of a new Kasuto find. But that wasn't happening. Yeah, there was just some serious yard work going on and it just wasn't happening today. So, we appreciate the garden work, but New Kasuto was like, you ain't finding me right now.
Did we see what was in the Pillar/P-Bag Cave? Nothing's, it doesn't look like Chroma picked anything of use up in there. Or was it a container of some sort?
I think it was a magic container.
Yeah, that makes he's got at least one on Light, it seems. So yeah. So it does look like the caldera does act as a pass-through as well, but our third pass-through cave on the west, that's going to be 2 for the caldera, and then our third pass-through cave on the west also acts as just a pass-through from each side of the east and west of the... God, that's so confusing. The east and west sections of the Western continent. Oh, man.
Now, on Chroma's side, Chroma did find the boots, so we will be seeing some water walking now. So that's going to be a great find in terms of just enemy avoidance. But, you know, with what we're getting on some enemies, I guess I would go for the easy level up.
Well, it looked like the east was boots locked, so that's going to be a very good find regardless. He doesn't know it yet, but Light does know that we've got a boots locked east, and Chroma is going to be happy that once he sees the east, he's not going to have to worry about anything. He's just going to be able to walk around.
And then the item that Light found was a whopping 200 P bag, so let's just go ahead and blow the River Devil's best friend, which is a wah, 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 wah.
And we did see the medicine in Trophy Cave. I don't know if we've seen Thunder. We just saw Thunder in Raru. I don't know if we've seen Mito yet to know what spell that may be locking. So it looks like Light is going into Rudo to get the hint. Does he have the trophy for life?
No. I think the clue was about a maze, and it looks like Barba. So Palace 6.
Yeah, Barba, it said slithers with the raft. The raft doesn't seem to be too useful today, I think, because we have that early connector cave that goes to the east, and we see the raft tile right there where it leads to. Probably not going to be used too much. It's a good hint to have, though, to know that if you don't want to dig if you need to dig items out of somewhere, well, you don't need the raft, so you don't need to dig in P6, which is more or less often a big palace.
Well, you know, you may want to just go visit Barba, you know, because Barba does get lonely. You know, just go visit. Just pay a visit, you know, if it's an outdoor barbecue, bring some brats, a couple of hamburgers. Have some fun. You know, it's Friday. We could do, you know, have a party or two. I think chat would agree with that. And yes, Trails. I have no problem with doing the Price is Right horn for y'all. And some spicy chickens, you know I'm always down with it.
Yeah, for the raft, I was under the impression, I thought we saw it on the west, and I thought we saw it on the east, but I could be mistaken there. They moved so quickly, I'm not sure exactly what the layout was there.
Well, one thing we can see is the quick level ups. I am just amazed at how quickly everyone is just leveling up.
Yeah, it seems to be pretty nice. Some of the enemies are rolling high in experience, 50 for those Octrox there, 300 for the red divers we saw earlier. I didn't see how much the orange divers were for, so I can't comment on that.
And now we have Light getting the boots as well.
And Light knows how valuable those are, so if we see him kind of up an A and go back to start right away to start an early dig on the east, that will give him potentially an advantage over Chroma. He's probably just going to try to hurry up, clear all of this out as fast as he can. He might not even check the caldera like Chroma is.
And right now it looks like Thunder is 81. So yeah, casting that is not happening right now.
Chroma digging into this palace. I missed which one it was, but the item room is the first room in, so he's going to grab the item. Lucky for him here.
And look at that attack. Only 2,170. What a bargain. Wow. And I think that was Palace 1.
Yeah, Trails confirming in chat that it was Palace 1.
Me and I actually guessed right for once in my life. Woohoo! I'm feeling good. I am actually going to, you know, go to Atlantic City and do some gambling. I'm feeling good right now.
Yeah, so we do see the raft on the west there and on the east. So the raft in 6 is going to be kind of a big old nothing burger here. We're going to have to find our ways. We've got a cave and a raft tile already leading to the east. So we've got one more cave and a Maze Island connector bridge left to find for a Death Mountain connection and a Maze Island connection. We'll have to see where those, presumably they're buried on the east somewhere.
Okay, and now Chroma has found his bunk. Hammer time.
I didn't catch the spell in Mito, if anyone saw that.
You know, Clem, I do. It's fire. You know, Clem, I've been doing this for a little while. Eventually, I get 1 or 2 things right once in a blue moon. You know, it's like a full moon out, I think, maybe. It's gotta happen. All the stars are in alignment. It's finally happened.
Fire might actually be castable at level 3 here with 80 magic points, and it is. And so we're probably going to see a few tests of it to see exactly what it is. We also got a hint that Gooma sits... Oh, it is jump. We also got a hint that Gooma sits on the magic key. That's going to be huge for Chroma right there.
That is a huge find. Well, Gooma needs to do something, Slamu. You know, he has to do something aside from giving you maces to the face. So it's about time, you know, maybe, just maybe, we'll have the dream be realized, where we'll see the River Devil blocking Palace 5, and, you know, for once, our boy the River Devil will get a job. It's gonna happen. We're gonna be putting, you know, wins in the chat for the River Devil. Watch, chat. Watch. This is the day. And the good part is, Mirai, is that Saria has Reflect, so that's gonna make Palace 4 just a piece of cake.
Yeah, I think we got kind of a jet seed on our hands here, at least until, I don't know, Thunder's for free and Reflect is for free. Fairy could easily be for free, but it could be locked behind the child in Darunia. However, at this point, that's kind of a low chance that it is, but we'll see. We've got 5 with the Magic Key, Palace 5, right here in the west as well. We've got a lot of items that are open, and we've got hints for some of those. And I guess we're just kind of looking for the glove at this point and wherever Fairy is. But everything seems pretty open. So we'll see how fast we push through this seed. We're just over 12 minutes in.
No, don't say that the River Devil's gonna be useless. I'm a big fan of the River Devil. I'm probably the only one, but you know, the River Devil is the bestest person in the game. That's best guy.
So Light is checking to see if Reflect was fire there. That's, I think, what we saw that cast the Reflect for. He's going to also turn in the medicine, get fire, learn that it's jump, and turn around and simply get down stab. So what we thought might have been a bigger advantage on Chroma's side, Light is also going to follow in his footsteps, grab this spell, be able to cast it, see its jump, and then pretty much be right behind Chroma, other than having the knowledge that Chroma knows P1 is in the Caldera, and Light doesn't know that yet.
Yeah. This is literally neck and neck. And that's what we want to see.
Yes, definitely. Another magic container for Chroma here. Light will be soon on the east as well, and finding that sunken Peabag cave very near the start of it.
Yes, and the one good thing about where Chroma's at with those 6 magic containers is if by some luck of the draw you find New Kasuto, that's a really good place to be in with 6 magic containers, because maybe, just maybe, Grandma's willing to open her door for you.
Yeah, you've got a much better chance. You've got, what, 66% chance that you're going to be able to get in versus just 33% chance of you needing that 7th magic container.
Yes, and now Maze Island has been found. So let's see what's up here.
Well, we know that the trophy is here because Light checked for that hint. Chroma did not see that hint as far as I know, so he's going to find, well, there's the flute, and of course then the other thing will be the trophy.
Everybody knows it's River Devil's best friend. Woohoo!
River Devil usefulness might be a kind of a tall order on an islands biome when we have the boots, but we'll see.
We can hope. You know, there's the River Devil transcends, space, time, land, everything that you would normally ask for.
Looks like our second item is right next to the palace on Maze Island, which was Great Palace, which is a good thing to know. So that means that every other palace that they can just simply jump in. They don't have to take any gambles on Death Valley. It is simply going to be something that they can complete, especially with Reflect in hand. But I believe we saw 4. I believe we saw Palace 4 on the west anyway.
And with that magic container find, whew, this seed, you weren't kidding when you said this is a very bountiful seed. That's a very nice way of putting it.
Yeah, both palaces here on the east right next to each other, which means we're not going to see a 3-eyed rock either. So not that would really come into play, seeing as the flute is readily available on Maze Island. But in case Light doesn't find that soon enough, a 3-eyed rock would have potentially slowed him down a little bit. But there's going to be no 3-eyed. Well, to be fair, I guess 3-eyed rock could still hold a town or a cave. That's entirely possible.
Well, now we do have the child that was found by Light, so we can kind of peep into Runia.
Yeah, we're going to have no block on Fairy at that point. We're just going to find whatever town has Fairy here in the east and just be able to grab it. That's going to be our three kind of necessary spells here for more or less no real effort.
Yeah, this seed has just been the Bluebird of Happiness seed. And Kirby, even though my heart is slowly breaking at those words. And there's 3-eyed rock right there. There you, yeah. And oh man. You can just put F's in the chat for my poor heart. And it's New Kasuto. Ow. This is the sounds of Crystal dying inside.
So what was the spell in New Kasuto? It was spell in Darunia. That's all I saw. They saw the signs at the same time. I could only read one of them in that brief half second that we see them.
Shield.
Okay. Doesn't want shield. Chroma's going to flex his muscles in a full GP that has been kind of disappointing lately. We'll see if this full GP, I'm not even going to talk it up this time, because last time I talked up full GP, it was a whole full 7 rooms. So we're not going to concern ourselves with full GP until we're there and we're digging around in it.
It hurts. So GP, my chickens have been disappointing as well? Oh man. So while I've been doing doctor work, my chickens have been on vacation. Oh my goodness.
Well, not entirely, but we just haven't had a lot of chance to explore a lot of these great palaces all that much.
Ah. Well, my beloved chickens, you've got to get good for me. And having the boots has just really opened up this mat, made my poor little River Devil just... It gave him a vacation. It gave him a day off. There we go. That's the best way to do it. Yep. Okay, we're in Old Kasuto. Old Kasuto does have the jump spell, which, well... And there's the River Devil. We could just wave hi and bye.
Yeah, Light not picking up jump because it is tied to fire, and we do see Fairy here for free in Naburu.
Yeah, there's really no need for it unless you just want to go 100%. And who wants to waste that time, right?
Certainly not
Espe-
I.
yeah, especially against Chroma. I mean, literally, you have to move on Roadrunner speed against Chroma to begin with. So you just have to go meet, meet, and just, keep going and hope for the best.
We're also seeing a lot of P bags in these item caves, and it seems we've got all of our item cave locations, or our overworld locations at least, explored at this point, other than the spell tower in New Kasuto. So if that doesn't contain the glove, then the glove is going to be buried in a palace somewhere.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They
Oh,
might just start with P5 because P5 has the magic key in it. Oh, could be Death Mountain. Completely forget about Death Mountain because that's PTSD.
Now, Death Mountain is a very fun place to visit.
If you hate yourself, yes, it is.
Now, you're talking to somebody who's trying to endorse a nice and wonderful Power Glove Zelda 2 tournament.
I mean, the place is called Death Mountain. Not Rainbow Mountain.
No, Death Mountain. La. In Link to the Past, there's a beautiful place called Spiral Cave. I'm a member of the Spiral Cave Vacation Agency. So when it comes to Death Mountain and Zelda 2, I fully endorse everybody going to Death Mountain. You should always go there, So, go there, vacation, stay there, play there. What happened in Death Mountain stays in Death Mountain. So I think it's fun for everybody. Once you go Death Mountain, you can't go back, It's always fun. And I think chat would agree. You go there, you visit, you just may go a couple of places, may end up in a couple of other places, but once you get lost, that's half the fun.
No comment. So what we have here is we have Chroma with the flute and having checked Three-Eyed Rock, knowing it is New Kasuto, knowing that the last location for him on the east to check is going to be the spell tower. Not having the child, though, and checking for the spell hint for the child, learning that it's on the east. Whereas the flip situation on light side is that he found the child, got the spell, but doesn't have the flute from Maze Island, although has the hint for the flute on Maze Island, just needs to find it, and then he can go back to the spell tower in Darunia and check that location. And in the meantime, Chroma is dipping into a palace to begin some palace exploration.
Yes, he is going into the palace. He's like, you know what? I'm ready to go. I'm about to duke it out with some of the bosses. It's only Helmet Head that I'm going up against. It's nothing. I'm gonna go knock a couple of his heads off. It's all right, brah. I got, attack 4. It's just him. And we're in the grand finals. So the quicker the better. Plus, with palaces, remember attack 5 is a whopping 2170. So it's rather expensive. So I would rather invest in doing a crystal upgrade rather than try to punch some feraligators, and try to upgrade that way. So I think that's 100% a good move. Because the next attack is 3720, so we all know that these are going to be crystal upgrades for attacks. That's a given.
Interesting take on that.
Well, for me, I'm not going to worry about attack leveling by enemies outside. I'm going to be doing palaces at this point. As far as I'm concerned, I'm done with anything, and he went into a palace and all he got was a lousy magic container, so he could put that on a t-shirt. He's good to go. And at this point, he's actually at a point where he's Great Palace ready, because Chroma can duke it out with, our Thunder Chicken with 111. Not that I would do it. And we're in Palace 6 because we have jail bars and we have that beautiful raft. So woohoo, he can go, paddle up a river if he wants to. Not that he would, but yeah, I know, chat. We could be proud of that find, but at least we know that Chroma's visiting Barba. So be happy. We can be happy about this. And Light is visiting Maze Island again. So, we have outward exploration on one side and we've got Palace Hutton on the other side. So we got entertainment.
I don't know if Light has seen Three-Eyed Rock or not. He may have, and now that he has the flute, he might just head back there to check that, since he knows he's missing a town on the east here.
And I just saw the River Devil again. So yes, Chroma made the door yeet away. That is absolutely 100%. And yes, I want to say that Aaron is trying to reference Gaston. I want to say, but I could be absolutely wrong. But can we just talk about Chroma being SOS, which is always fun? And
I'm not sure what SOS is in this context.
Take a look at his health, because he just died.
Yeah, so I think Light is just kind of combing over the east, looking for that Three-Eyed Rock that Aaron had pointed out he had just walked by it, but probably just trying to find it again, kind of lost here in the islands east. It can happen too frequently in islands biome when you're just walking around aimlessly. It's hard to know sometimes where you saw something, whether it was in a corner. Speak of the devil, though, here we go. We're going to see what is in the spell tower, and we'll probably pick up shield in the process. But he is going to be close to almost 2 gems behind Chroma at this point. But then again, if the spell tower is the glove, that might not matter. Chroma might run into a glove block while he's digging for, we assume, the glove at this point, although not in 6, because it was just a draft. Chroma looks like he might be getting a little looped around here. I could be mistaken, though. I believe there was a left at start. Never mind, Barba's right here. Speak of the devil once again.
The one thing that kind of hurts is it's not an outdoor barbecue, which kind of hurts, But, and it's not even a tanky Barba. Barba!
What offends me most is we didn't see any Jackhammer strats, because he's got the jump spell.
Yeah, but I don't think enough to cast it, though.
There it is.
Because that magic is broke as a joke. Woohoo! And
Light
barely enough to cast Fairy.
Light is in go mode with that glove from the spell tower there.
Oh, this is so juicy. Beautiful. New Kasuto was a thing. You go, New Kasuto. I am just so proud of you.
Chroma seems to have forgotten that he found the raft mere one room into this palace, and he's still digging a little bit deeper behind Barbo. So that's, if he doesn't realize this sooner than later, unless he's looking for something specific, which is a pass-through rebuild right now, this might come back to burn him in time.
Well, maybe, just maybe, Chroma is looking for a second item that doesn't exist. That's the hope. Maybe he's thinking that there is a glove.
I do not believe that Chroma is currently under the influence of any medication. He's probably not thinking about a second item.
But remember, I told you I sensed the Bisperbo in the Force with Nobini. That could be it. Nobini.
Perhaps it's in the washer.
Oh, washer strats! Dang, I should have known. I'm gonna blame Samsung. I'm gonna blame my washing machine. Alright. So while I'm blaming my washing machine, oh no! He's double dipping!
Well, if he heads right here, oh no. If he heads right there, he would have realized that's the item room, but he's gonna full clear P6 for a second item that just does not exist. Well, for the first item he thinks he still needs, but yeah.
Oh boy! Okay. Did he get the clue?
I don't know if both of our runners got the clue for P6 raft. At least one of them did.
I know Light did, but did Chroma get the clue? Because if Chroma didn't get the clue, then he doesn't know that there's a want raft clue. Oh,
well, he does, because he already picked up the raft, though.
Yeah, but he could have had one of those things that I had when I took my recertification exam, and that's a brain fart. Oh no. Hey, because the item was in the first room, folks. But okay, the glove block saved him, y'all. The glove block saved Chroma from going full scale, re-exploring Palace 6. The only problem is he might double dip Palace 6 if he does not get the glove in New Kasuto.
Oh, he's definitely not headed back there now, though, because he's headed into Death Valley. But he does have the child finally, and that's child to spell to New Kasuto Spell Tower Glove is what the path he needs is.
Okay, let's just hope we don't have any mechanical issues. Yeah, the only problem is, Trails, is will he last location New Kasuto?
Yeah, he's already been there, and it's just a question of if and when he's going to go back.
Yeah, because he was already in New Kasuto, but didn't go. Ugh. Well, let us put our Hey, Horsehead is gonna donate his immortal soul to the Elmer's Glue Factory, folks, because that's exactly what he did, and only was worth a 30-point P bag. Oh my. Mirai?
Yes.
What can we say about Horsehead?
That biologists are still studying him today because it doesn't make any sense that we have a bipedal horse. That's what we can say about Horsehead.
Gotcha.
But we have P1 down for Light there. That's going to be his second. Did he not do P4? Did he not catch Karok?
Hey.
No, he's back in P4 now. Wow, okay.
And Chroma, he just laid the check on Rebo. Because that horse was like, I do not get paid enough for this. He just quit. He was like, blah, I'm out of here. This just too much.
Interesting that Light picked the heart and then left out of P4. Maybe he didn't have enough. I'm not sure. I guess I was not paying attention to that run in P4.
I want to say it was a glove block, and he didn't have the glove at the time.
Well, this would have been just before he finished P1, so he's had the glove.
Oh, he didn't have fairy? Oh.
Yep. I guess Light does not have the hint for Guma sitting on the magic key, or else he probably would have headed there first to get the magic key to ensure that he wasn't going to be running out of magic while trying to cast Fairy.
Ah, gotcha. Well, it could be that no one wants to take on Guma, you know, because Guma's got that mace, and they could both be scared of going to P5 and having to deal with Guma. That could be it. They're like, you know what? We'd rather just go the route of ferrying rather than deal with Guma. Yeah, that's gotta be it. It's the fear of the Goomage.
Yeah, if either one of our runners are scared at this stage of the tournament of Guma, I'm not sure how they made it here.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, you know, cause somebody has to defend the villains. I think I'm probably the only commentator that's pro villain. Yeah. Sticking to it like horsehead glue? Heck yeah, man. Horsehead glue is best glue, because he uses his soul to fill it up. It's like soul glow. So yes, I am 100% for horsehead glue. So, you know, we have Light who is just putting a whooping on these dark nuts, but until we get the key situation filled, we're gonna have issues just like Light is having, where we have both a key blocked room that is also Saitama blocked. And yes, I brought up Soul Glow, because you know you can never have Soul Glow, you know, enough Soul Glow, and they need a key. They absolutely need a key, and finding a key is like finding a down payment for a house nowadays. It is very hard to do, and these enemies are not dropping keys. So this is just a bad time for Light. So unless Light hits Palace 5, you know, goes toe to toe, just tells Guma, look, I'm stealing your key, this is going to, you know, be a bad thing for him. And I think this process, I think Mirai would agree, is really slowing him down, the key situation.
What could have happened in that room? Light did spawn. There was a little bit of a loop there. Light spawned a red jar and didn't pick it up from the statue. And then he found the loop, and then he tried to spawn the jar the second time he got the red iron knuckle. Had he spawned the jar, he could have despawned that door. If he picked up the jar the first time, that door would have despawned. So he kind of got stuck himself, and got himself stuck there. And he could have walked back in there, but I guess he's going to go into P5 here if he does have that hint for the magic key and say, forget all this despawning door nonsense, and let's see if I can just find this magic key.
Can we just appreciate that Guma gave him a mace to the face and sent him to Pound Town? So I'm happy for that. You go, Guma.
Yeah, some of our boss is a little injured tonight.
But Guma's like, he's putting the pain on. Whew. Even with half health, you go, Guma. See, this was the gym membership that he had from that last matchup that we commentated together, Mirai, where I said he was going to get some gains. This was the gains he was supposed to have before that he kind of forgot about. Even though he only dropped a 70-point P-bag, which is quite disappointing.
Chroma having that lack of glove come back to haunt him a few times now. It'll be interesting if he's going to stick to the east now, come back and perhaps look for the spell tower in New Kasudo. Otherwise, I'm not sure what his plan is.
You know, I have a feeling he's going Death Mountain before New Kasudo. Yep.
That's unfortunate.
And now, watch the speed of lightning.
Yeah, this is Light's race to lose currently based on what our two runners have and the knowledge between the two of them. Light's just going to jump right back into P4 now and finally be able to finish it nice and smoothly, and then head over to the east and take care of everything there, and then head over to Maze Island and take care of Great Palace. That's all that he has left.
And this is the Death Mountain Visitation Tour that, you know, I always endorse, even in Link to the Past. You know, when I tell everyone, drop a visit to Spiral Cave, you know, we love to have you stay, play. We have hotel reservations, but, you know, you can't even get mad at Chroma for going to Death Mountain because you do have the checks there, you know.
I can get mad at Chroma, and I will be mad at Chroma, especially based at last night's race.
Oh yeah, no, you are 100% able to get mad at Chroma. But see, me as a no logic runner, this would actually be something I would do, especially forgetting the fact that, you know, I didn't do Spell Tower in New Kasudo. And for those who bet on the cross, guys, we're going to Vegas. I'll get us a room. We are gonna go Vegas. We're gonna play poker. Let's go. But the reason why I say I think Death Mountain, because how often has, let's be realistic, Spell Tower usually will have a blue jar as opposed to something decent. You know,
usually is a kind of a strong word. That, I mean, it can have, I mean, when you play enough seeds, it really just has anything in it. But yeah, I mean, it could have been crap item, but with as many P bags as we were seeing in item caves up to this point, we were running out of item locations more or less. And Chroma not picking up the spell in Darunia, giving the head roll, eye roll, the kind of a hand face into the hand. Super disappointing look here. He's not feeling good about this seed. He needs to go get the spell, then check the spell tower. This is a lot of walking. 3 screens into Darunia, 3 screens into New Kasudo, back and forth. Tons of time being wasted here. He's got the 3 gem buffer, but I don't know if that's going to be enough.
Now, whoever just said I'd get just one room, my dude, I stay at the Vidara, where I get 2-bedroom suites. We'll have enough room to party, guys. Ooh, that was the wrong town. Yikes. It appears that Chroma likes keeping us at the edge of our seats. But at least we know that Chroma is on the right track. The one thing is, we are looking at a tie ball game, depending how fast we get through this Palace 4.
Well, I estimate another 28 seconds and Palace 4 and we'll be out.
Okay, so our resident cape opener did go down really quick.
Cape opener? Is that like a flasher?
Yes, but I was just trying to say it
Just
in a nice, friendly way.
Just a medieval way of saying it.
Yes, the cape opener is now down. So
Almost 45 minutes in here, and Light is going to be headed back to the east to take on P2, P6, and P3 that we know of here, and then just going to get out of Death Valley after that and head over to Maze Island. Easy peasy.
Yeah, and considering how really easy Helmet Head and Rebo were in terms of strength, you know, they were so easy to the point of being disappointing.
Speaking of perhaps a facial reaction here on cam, let's all check out Chroma's look as he finds the glove here in the spell tower. Let's hope it's yep, that's disappointment right there. That's oof.
Yeah, that's the look I gave when the Rays lost to Boston. Oh man, that was how I know how that feels. Disappointment. But at least now that you've got it, you can go and blaze through these levels. Just Saitama punch everything. Pow, pow, pow. But we literally have a deadlock in terms of palaces. So it's just gonna literally come to execution.
That's going to be our quick Helmet Head down and 4 gems for Light. He's likely going to start burning some gems somewhere around 666, but I guess that's going to take all of his gems to reach that point. So we'll see what happens in terms of his levels. He might go into GP with 566 if he feels confident or feels behind. One of those two, perhaps a combination of both.
Now, Trails, the one thing I would say is that Light, I would give the advantage slightly to Light because Light has the key, whereas Chroma does not at this point. So it's gonna come down to, you know, Chroma has to keep casting Fairy for everything. So, you know, Chroma runs the risk of running out of magic. And may have to have, yes, he can despawn the door, but yeah, it's much easier to just pew, pew, pew right through the door as opposed to having to go through the work to despawn. Or at least for me, but I'm not the technical genius. I have that right here in Mirai. Is it easier to just pew pew through, or is it easier to despawn?
Well, in this case, he has to despawn the door. It looks like he's going to. I don't think it's required that he go back up the elevator. I think it's just as long as he leaves the room, it despawns this door, and it does. Little does he know that there's actually a glove block behind here. He's going to be happy that that's the case, that he would have been screwed and had to have restarted the palace had he gotten an iron knuckle out of there and had killed it like Light did on his side.
Ah, gotcha. Well, Trails, you can argue with me about it, yes. But see, that's why I have technical genius, which is Mirai, who is the great player, whereas I'm the get good baby duck player. So I'm not afraid to admit I am wrong.
We know that Rebanak was not that deep in the P3, so Light should be seeing him soon-ish. Perhaps there was a branch earlier that Brook and Light didn't.
Yeah, I don't remember P3 taking this long.
I'm sorry, this is P6. Yeah, this is not P3. That's why this is taking a little while. P3 is in Death Valley.
Yeah, I didn't see the jailhouse bars.
Yeah, any statue that spits out a jar is going to be, or at least it should be 50-50. Sometimes it feels like there are always jars in certain rooms, but not those rooms.
Ah. Oh yeah, here's the jailhouse bars there, Mirai. So yeah, this is definitely 6.
We'll see if we see a jackhammer strat on light side, maybe a jumpless one. Very fancy, takes a hit, almost dies, and says, let's just kind of do this traditional. Does take a lava bath, but plenty of lives in reserve.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, 2 lava baths. Screwing around with the jackhammer strats, trying to be fancy.
Nah, you cannot be fancy against Chroma. You have to get the job done. Well, see, Trails, I am not a speedrunner. I am still learning this game, so I am not afraid to say I am learning. And now that I've learned, I can actually do that. So, hey, hey. Yeah, see, when you stick to the basics, you get the job done. Oh! But, you know, I mean, like, I appreciate the showing, the attempt to show off, because this is the grand final, you know, the grand finals. But you have to also look at who you're going against. And no, I appreciate Trails explaining it, because one thing I always admit to, life is a learning experience, and we are always here to learn. And we have so many people that are new to the community that are in the chat, so they learn just like I do. And so thank you to all of our, you know, veteran players that are in the chat that do explain, you know, text for us to learn. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, Mirai, do you think those 2 deaths are really going to hurt Light a bit?
I have no idea. I mean, GP can be anything. So I mean, it's impossible to say, really.
Well, because I'm looking at who Chroma has left, which is our favorite glue donation. Oh yeah, this is very close to call. But I'm looking at who Chroma has left, which is our favorite glue resident, which is, you know, our Soul Glow Glue Factory Horsehead, which, you know, will go down. We're talking attack 6. So all he has to do was just literally one shot. And, you know, I think Light will probably hit GP first, obviously. I think. Oh yeah, it's gonna be GP. It's gonna come down to GP. And whoever can route it the best. It's gonna come down to execution, most definitely. You know. And I think at this point, Chroma thinks he's probably behind and will probably play aggressively. But is this a long GP, Mirai, or is this the setup like before for GP?
This is a full GP.
Ooh, so we might have more.
I don't know what Chroma's looking for in. Is he not? Oh, he's looking for Horsehead, I guess. Yeah, Horsehead is not that way.
No. All right, so we're going to Maze Island then to go say howdy ho to the spicy chickens. Oh man, I'm already getting hyped up for my buddies in Chicken Land. Ho ho. You know, I'm a little worried because I'm surprised that Light opted to go the route of, you know, improving magic in life as opposed to attack, considering that he, you know, now that everybody told me that this is a longer GP, I'm a little nervous for Light.
Well, attack is usually the thing you're least worried about in GP unless it comes to Thunderbird. In GP, you're more or less just trying to pass everything up as fast as you can, and life and magic are going to be more valuable in this situation.
Yeah, I know attack is irrelevant, but I'm looking at in terms of if you get stuck with a whole lot of spicy chickens, because, you know, I'm thinking of those emoji rooms where you have everything that just wants to kill you. So you want to kill things fast and get out fast. And with attack 5, that ain't gonna happen probably. Or at least for me it doesn't. And speak of my thunder chicken. Let's go. But this doesn't look like a very menacing thunder chicken.
Not for runners of this caliber. The only thing that might catch him is these fireballs, but he seems to be doing all right. One hit left, though, for both of them.
Look, if he goes off rotation, he might be in trouble, but not really happening.
Now it's going to be time to make some decisions to see if we can figure out where Darklink is. Chroma entering only about 2 minutes behind Light there. 2.5 minutes. I don't know the exact times. Looks to be just over 2 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. Speak of the emoji rooms, but they're not really menacing today. Oh no, it hurts. It hurts the soul. So Trails just mentioned that attack 5 Thunderbird was 32 hits and attack 7 is roughly 12, so
I think the thing that might come into play here is if this is a longer GP, Light has less heart containers overall and one less magic container. So if he has to tank more damage, he's not going to be able to.
yeah, you could see the difference. Look at how fast Chroma was able to take down that Thunderbird. So, yeah, Thunderbird for Chroma was really a 30-point Thunderbird. And you could see the difference with, you know, enemy eradication.
Yes, this is a full GP. Full 54 rooms, but that doesn't mean that we're going to see anywhere near 54 rooms. We might see just 7 like we did the other night.
And, if my eyes aren't deceiving me, Chroma is fast approaching light.
Yeah, it looks like he's 2, maybe 3 rooms behind him. We have our first branch, it looks like, and light is going to go right in this Jacquemus room here. And an immediate dead end, so I guess back to the elevator it is. No real branches so far. Another elevator room for light. Getting a little beat up by the Firebird here. Definitely wants to check right in this room. This is something that... this is a room that had Dark Link attached directly to it in one of our runs earlier in this bracket, earlier in this tournament. Whereas our runners did not check this direction until much, much later, and Darklink was sitting right here. But this time he is not. Do you have a drop room, though?
Light also needs to be a little more... Oh,
the up and A from light.
Well, really, from a preservation standpoint, that was Light's last light. So, and it was a loop as well. So I don't know if they were aware of the loop and said, well, I'm on my last life, so do I take a chance, or... I probably would have done the full explore and just risked it, but...
Chroma not going to be checking right where light checked right and went, and checked right and went right, but Chroma into another Jacquemus room here, duplicate room. Looking for that jar. I don't know if any of those statues have jars in the Jacquemus room. Chat would know that one. Modified Jacquemus room, yes, but this one I don't know. Trail's confirming there are jars in there. We just haven't found them, I guess. Fun room for light here. Lots of flying bird knights.
Yeah. I'm proud of my chicken squad because they are putting up a battle.
Does this elevator take us anywhere useful? Upstab block, and to the right, we'll see. And this is, I believe, a downstab block, just a different room, unless it's a loop. Chroma might be thinking it's a loop, but I don't think it's a loop based on what we've seen. This is probably just duplicate rooms, side by side. Yes, it is. 2 different rooms that could have tricked him. We'll see if he goes in for the ferry here on the low section. Not going to go for the ferry.
Chroma is absolutely having my heart palpitating with his life right now.
One shot's the red bird knight there. Wow.
Okay, that's his first life, so that's fine.
This is the room that Light thinks he probably dropped back into with that drop he took. Took him a while to get back here.
Ooh, everything is hurting on life 7. Good grief. Yeah, Light's gonna have a really rough time, especially with not having that extra heart container.
Both of our runners in a similar room, although different. Different location in the palace, that is. Key door room for Chroma. He's going to be able to push through that. There's going to be an elevator here. It might take him somewhere useful. Light's still looking to get back to where he left from originally, which was right here, I believe. I think he's going to go down and right at this point.
This is a very interesting GP.
Seems pretty linear so far.
Yeah, it's a what's the word I want to use for it? It's linear, but if you're not careful, it's easy to think you're looping when you're not because of the duplication.
Yeah, welcome to full GP for sure.
Yeah, so if you've got a craptastic memory like mine, it's beautiful.
There was one branch that we don't know. We saw an upstab block and we saw the same room that ended up being a downstab block on Chroma's side, which we thought might have been a loop, but wasn't a loop. It'll be interesting to see if Light makes it to that room and takes that up and left as opposed to the right. A lot of kind of difficult to talk about directions like this when sometimes the sentences don't make a lot of sense. This was it right here, I think. It's the up and left to the upstab block, and then right here. I wonder if Light is going to assume that this is a loop.
Chroma turned into... I like Chroma's logic, you know? Let me turn into a fairy with the hope that I can heal myself. You know, that was a great idea. It didn't work, but it was a great idea. And let's get some GGs ready. Because we know that Chroma's going to be stabbing Dark Link in the cankles. And I just lost my lucky pen. It is a sad day in the kingdom. Yep. Just crouch, stab Dark Link in the cankles, make his ankles pay for all his friends' indiscretions in life. GG's. Let's get those GG's, chat. There we go.
We'll see if Light wants to finish this one out. He doesn't really know how close he is. Which isn't... I don't think he's that close. He still has a handful of rooms to push through at this point. 1 life in reserve and low on health and magic.
Phew! So, Mirai, does this mean that Chroma's the grand champion?
I don't know what the official title is. I believe Alan Heffley is still in chat here. He's in charge of distributing any championship belts, certificates, and statuses in the Discord.
We should make it that, if the grand champion wins, he should have to play 1 obligatory game with the Power Glove just to show why he's the grand champion, just for everyone. I think that would be such a great crown for our winner. I think chat would love that. How about it, Mirai? You think Chroma would be down for that?
The Power Glove looks cool in ads, but is not that cool in practice.
I am a part of the Power Glove, bring back the Power Glove Society. You gotta play with power, man. And Oh no, Light took a death. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Light is going to forfeit there. There's really no extra points here for second place. We do have Chroma in chat. Hello, sir. GG's.
Thank-
GG's.
Hi, Krista. Hi, Mirai.
As before we get started, I just want to say, as per our agreement yesterday, with me throwing the race, you do owe me a night out at TGI Fridays tonight, and I do get 2 appetizers.
I'll get you 2 appetizers, and I'll get you as many drinks as you want.
Beers. Woohoo.
Light is
See?
here as well. GG in this
Light.
game.
Hey, thanks. Hey, GG's, Chroma.
GG Light.
You're
Man.
sick to have the ability to get through GP so well. It's definitely
Well,
one thing I
I
lack in Rando.
Had some good levels, and I think with as deep as it was and as many chickens as there were, that was nice. I was one-shotting the red
Yeah.
birds, which helped.
Yeah, I don't really think levels mattered, but I think it was just general clearing. I had good levels. They were fine.
Chroma, I think, had 2 extra heart containers, so he was able to tank a little bit more damage.
Yeah, but I don't think that mattered. My Thunderbird, I think I had to die before Thunderbird or something. And then I just there's just some places I died with, I shouldn't be taking hits. And I took a drop. You shouldn't take that drop. There's just a lot of things I did wrong.
That drop was
No,
bad.
I don't think his resources gave him that much of an edge over me. He just cleared it better. Just did a better job.
That's
all
one of
there
those
is to it.
rando things, because there were I remember taking note of paths that I didn't take, and I may be wrong about this, but I don't think I had to backtrack at all. I'm not totally sure. I took note of 2 or 3 rooms that I passed by, have to remember that one later. I was gonna up A if if you end up at the end of that giant corridor, first to the right and then forever to the left. Yeah, it just worked out, and that's not on being good at GP as much as getting lucky with the path. Sounds like the pitfall was a mess. That sounds. Glad I didn't take it.
Oh yeah, it spat you back out into that double pyramid room. So then when I got there and I'd already lost my life before T-Bird, I just up-A'd. I was just I just saw so many rooms. I'm on last life. I'm just gonna up-A. There's no way I get through the rest on 1 life, or the odds that there's 30 more rooms as possible. So I thought it was a smart up-A. I was I probably got into GP first, which I think I did.
Accurate per our discussion.
Yeah, I felt like I did the west or the east really well. The only thing is I kind of had to retrace my steps to find 3-eyed rock. I didn't take note of it, but that took maybe a minute to refind. So yeah, it's just another case of I choke in GP. I'm just not good at GP in Rando. I think I've lost every race I've ever lost in the past tournaments. I've been in GP first. It's just it's pretty testament to a huge weakness I have that I have to work on, and I'm not sure exactly what to work on, because like you said, it is also just rando, but it's pretty consistent that I do that I take a drop. I'm just yeah, just take the drop. Hell yeah, drop.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's what wins you the game, and it just never works out in a tournament race, it seems. Because against Mirai, I took a drop, and I miraculously won that race because I full cleared GP and he didn't take the drop and was 15 seconds behind me after taking a death and stuff. So
I'm curious if that was an unnamed drop, because if it was, then your name could go on it.
We're good.
Yeah, it was the L7 room. It was the L7 room.
Oh, okay.
It fell.
Yeah,
oh, was it? Yeah, it was. I can't even remember. That's so annoyed by that. Bad decision. It's only my fault.
Well, what almost caught Chroma was the fact that he did not have the glove for a long time and he was digging palaces.
Yeah.
Found a few glove blocks. Chroma, you hit Darunia. Well, here's how it kind of went down: is that Light, you found the what? Okay, what happened first was Chroma hit Maze Island, and he found the trophy and the flute, and the GP was on Maze Island. Then later, shortly after that, Light, you got the hint that the flute was on Maze Island. You hadn't been there yet, but you both having the boots, you found the water tile, I believe, before you saw Darunia. So you were able to turn that in when you got upstab, picked up the spell, but you didn't have the flute for Three-Eyed Rock, which is where New Kasuda was. So by the time you made your way to Maze Island, you knew, hey, flute, I'll get the flute and the trophy. You had those two hints. And then you were able to go back to New Kasuda and kind of do one sweep through both Darunia and New Kasuda. That was a nice time save there. Whereas Chroma had to go get the hint for the child. The only thing you hadn't seen, I think, on the East Chroma was the water tile. And then that was where the child was, of course. You went back, and you actually went back to New Kasuda first without the spell, and got a little bit of a, unamused look in the camera. Had to go find Darunia again, which I think you found the Buru first, and then Darunia.
I did.
And then 3 screens of Darunia, and then back to New Kasuda. Finally get the glove, and another pretty almost a neck injury on the unamused head jerk there from the glove in the spell tower. So that was, even after a little bit of a Death Mountain dig as well. So yeah, you had a 3-gem buffer at that point, which is probably what saved you. If there were more glove blocks earlier on in your digs, it would have kicked you out of palaces a little bit earlier, but I don't know. I don't know how that would have played out. I don't know what the time difference in entering GP.
But Mirai, there was one glove block that we were actually happy for Chroma, and that was your Palace 6 dig. Because for some reason, Chroma, you kept digging in Palace 6 for when you got the raft. I think
I already had the item.
It was the first room and to the right.
It was in the first room.
Why did I... Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a pass-through room.
That's what Aaron is talking about in the chat. I get it now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
you know what? That is a very Chroma kind of mistake, though.
And
it definitely is.
We were all crying and praying for you, and then when you went left, we were hoping you would go right when you decided to up A, and then you went back in to redig it. And then we were like, okay, you're going to go right, and then you're going to see the item room. And then you went left, and we were like, oh no. And then when you saw that glove block room, we were like, hallelujah!
Yeah, that made me cross it off the list of potential item locations. Like, glove can't be behind that. So I had seen everything that I could see in that palace, so it told me what I needed to know, but I still had no idea that I didn't take the item out of there. Like,
I was thinking maybe you thought there was a second item in there. I was like, yes, you were looking for the mythical second item. I was like, go Chroma, you're gonna break the logic.
Just forgot to cross it off. Oh man.
One other thing in P4 there, Light, you went in, and it was interesting. You were first in P4, and you saw that T-junction, upside down T-junction. It's got the statues on each side, had a key block, and then a glove block behind the key block. You didn't have the magic key at that point. No one had any keys. They weren't in the drop pool. You ferried through there and saw the glove block, but just before that, it was a small little loop there as well, a little tiny loop between these two rooms. And you got the jar out of the statue head, but didn't pick it up. And you left that room, and then it took you right back around to the top, took you down, and then you tried to get it again, and you got the red iron knuckle, unfortunately, that time, and couldn't despawn that room. Then you left out of P4 and had to come back later. Maybe that little bit of time save would have potentially given you that little bit. Just, you would have had to have obviously restarted the palace to go back in, but that's another thing we saw. On Chroma's side, he did get the jar first. He didn't have the magic key yet either. Did get the jar first and despawn the door, and then be able to get through that glove block. So that was light time.
I know that despawn, but I know it from the left side. So in my head, it just didn't click that I could do it from the right side, because it's a swapped room, kind of compared to P3 vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one of those things where I'm like, wow, magic key would be really nice. So that's why I got out of there.
Did both? But
magic key helped, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Did both of you get the hint for magic key? I know we saw it on one side. Okay, you both got it. Okay. And we were I was kind of wondering if you wanted to dig into P5 early with the lower levels. We weren't sure if that was going to come into effect, but you both chose to dig it a little bit later and then get the magic key. And you didn't put it to good use at that point, but I don't know if there would have been much.
I did, but Chroma said he didn't because he had really high magic levels. Never had even like death abuse for fairy, but my fairy was really expensive. So it was just smart to go get the magic key. I unlocked so many doors on like Magic 4. So it was totally fine. It did work out in my favor. I just wish I hadn't had to triple dip P4. But it doesn't matter. It didn't make a difference in this race, so I'm not kicking myself about it.
Level 5 was definitely the level that Fairy got cheap.
Yeah, that makes sense. P5 would have been a really good early dig for sure. But I think I dug it like second, so it wasn't too late.
Wow. Yeah, you never know where it's going to be buried either, because I think it was Level Engine and myself had a race where we had a hint for Guma sits on the magic key, and lo and behold, it was the first room in, was the item room. It was that, to the left type of jog. You guys saw that in this one as well. They had a few.
Yeah, it was like right after Guma, like 2 rooms. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great item to get. Yeah.
Man, I did a really early P1, like no resources, just glance in, and it was that item room right off the bat, but I can't remember what it was, just like a magic
it was a heart
or something.
It was a heart, I think.
Yeah.
Because I grabbed it even though I was go mode. I was just like, yeah, I don't have many magic potatoes or hearts.
Felt like if that was like a crucial item, that would have been super interesting. I'm not sure if the logic would take into account a room like that, where it's an item room in a palace, but there's no key block to it.
Right. That's a good point.
Like, could that have been the magic key and, no fairy spell available or something?
Yeah, I never got updated on the fact that if you didn't have access to fairy or magic key, if it was still in logic.
Yeah,
that's like the only room? Maybe more, though.
You can find... there's 2 pass-through item rooms as well. One of them is going to be completely free on both sides, and the other one's going to have a key door on one side of it where you can enter in from the back with no key. So we've questioned that before. We don't have a solid answer on that, but we don't think it's in logic because, don't dig into palaces is kind of like a hard stop. Don't dig into palaces.
That would be hard to write into logic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's still logic that you need magic key or fairy. Just by how difficult that would be, if it's even possible.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to have logic off all the time, I guess. But yeah.
All right. Well, this was a pretty close race. We finally saw a full GP that had a good amount of rooms to it, unlike your previous race, which was like 7 rooms long. So this was not a disappointment in terms of GP length for this race. This is where we get a little mushy, and I'm going to say that even though I got knocked out, both of you directly responsible for that. You've been a big motivation in the community, for myself at least, to, as I've said this before, I said this yesterday, to Light and Chroma, 2 different points, that this has been a lot of learning experience for me and Z2R. And I've been watching both of you play. It's both of you are amazing to watch. There's numerous other people who are top runners in Z2R who are amazing to watch and study and try to become as good as all of you are, and trying to move up the chain. And you guys are at the top of the food chain along with several others. And Max Rando coming up mid-February. I hope we're all getting back together again in the Max Rando Thunderdome, but we'll see. We'll see about that. But a great race from both of you and great tournament overall, as short of a time as we had to put this together and squeeze all this in. That's I think that's going to be it for me. Any last thoughts from either of you?
Nothing. Just appreciation for everybody. Light, Mirai, Krista, Star, Alan, anybody else who did any comms or tracking, everyone who participated, and of course, people who show up to watch these things. Hi to my students and my D&D group. And I think that'll do it for me. I'm gonna go celebrate a little bit, and Light, thanks for very stiff competition in this tournament. Definitely very worried toward the end, but glad we had a good one. And
yeah,
I'll be seeing you in all keys.
yeah, for sure, definitely. I definitely don't mind losing to any of the people in top 4. That's for sure. So I'm not disappointed in losing to Chroma. That's for sure. I'm just disappointed in literally everything else. But I'm super happy that Chroma won. That's like the only. I was super happy to just have Chroma as a rematch because Chroma's pretty sick. He picked up like any percent and stuff, and that got me really excited because that's a pretty underrated category. So I've always thought Chroma was like a really cool Z2 player.
Thank
and
you.
Yeah, I was definitely
That's
happy to lose
so
to any
nice.
people in the top 4, including Mirai, Level Engine. They're all super sick. They're like great people to watch. So follow them on any platforms you can find. Probably Twitch. I don't stream.
Oh,
if you want to
it's
find me,
Twitch.
yeah, I'm not a streamer. I just record. So if you want to find me, I'm on YouTube. You can probably find me from like speedrun.com on Zelda 2 leaderboards. And yeah, shout out to Royale with Cheese as well.
LITE.
Yeah, I think my YouTube is
on
like
speedrun.
Yeah, on speedrun it's just light, but on YouTube it's like light Z or light_Z. I'm not sure. But yeah, thanks to all the people who donated. That was pretty insane. I felt really bad that I wasn't able to donate, so I tried to like volunteer as much free time that I had. I was really appreciative of all the people who donated, no matter what amount. So that was really cool.
Sure.
And yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, Krista, any last thoughts?
Yeah. I represent the newer generation, which are the baby ducks. So this is coming from all the newer people, which we welcome you to the community. Like I said, from other commentaries that I've done, I actually come from the Link to the Past community. I'm also a medical doctor as well, so that's why I don't come on as often, because I do a lot of doctor work. But it's always a great opportunity to be able to commentate and be able to see all of these great runners perform all the great feats that they do. And this is one thing that's great about the Zelda 2 community. It's such a welcoming community that it's always opening their arms out. So those two are watching and they're interested in joining the Zelda 2 community, please, by all means, join us. We're always looking for new runners. And don't be afraid to join a tournament. This is how you learn, you know? I'll be here, Mariah will be here, Chroma will be here, Lightning, Trails, everybody's here. So thank you to the wonderful commentary team, to the tracking team, everyone, Alan, who brought this tournament together, to the speed gaming community who brought us Zelda fanatics from Zelda speedruns over here. So thank you guys. And we can't wait to come back. And all of you have a wonderful day, a very happy holiday. And we'll be glad to see you guys come the next tournament. Take care and have a wonderful night. See you guys again.
All right, folks. Good night. Chroma's buying a TGI Fridays after party. We'll see you there. All right.